I remember well the thrill, the joy, the stroll through the dusty shells.
I met, I opened, and 1,000 lives I lived.
A king, a queen, a knight, and an eager mind strolling through heights.
Met the boy with a lightning scar, born at night.
The force is strong here, my dear friend, is it right?
Brace yourself, winter is here, so hold tight.
Good morning to one and all gathered here.
Yes, that enchantment, that fascination.
It is time to relive all those golden moments.
is Antonysamy, Director, WEPRO, to light the lamp.
Thank you, dignitaries. It is indeed an honor to have such an eminent personality as our head of the department. I humbly invite Dr. Joseph Chandra to welcome the gathering.
Good morning. It's really a very pleasant and good morning today for all of you. Well, when it comes to welcome address and word of thanks, people generally think it's a formality, but it's not. One of the greatest American psychologists of the 20th century, Carl Rogers, who founded the client-centered counseling. He was a humanist psychologist, and he said, when you say thank you once more. Because the first thank you could come from the head, but the second thank you certainly comes from the heart. But that is a luxury not given to welcoming people, because right at the start, you either welcome them with a smile or you pretend. But here, I'm indeed greatly delighted to welcome all of you first, and then in order, because this is a great day. Because I think in my 33 years of service as a professor in Loyola College and as an administrator, dean and now HOD, I have never seen a confluence of 3 international scholars at the same time on the stage. Isn't that great, folks? I think we need to applaud them for that. Yeah. Because we have organized a few national and international conferences in our college, in our department, and it's very, very difficult to get more than one international scholar, either from the US, UK, or Australia, for various reasons. Right? You cannot get them at the same time. So whether it is coincidence or, I believe, providence, Loyola is blessed to host the International Storytelling Symposium. The word symposium comes, as all scholarly words come from, the Greek language, symposion. The Greek word symposion means, from which we get the English word symposium. It means a conference or meeting to discuss a particular academic or specialist subject. And after conversing with Dr. Eric Miller, I am convinced that a story is something more than a story. You'll get to hear from the experts themselves. We are greatly honored to have our academic head, the appellate authority on all academic matters, Reverend Dr. Arockiasamy, our principal, in our midst, who has always encouraged us to conduct more of these conferences so that the staff, the faculty members, the professors and students of Loyola get acclimatized, get an exposure to new knowledge in the field. Thank you, Father, for coming and honoring us with your presence. Now I request Dr. K.S. Antonysamy, my colleague, WEPRO Director and Senior Professor of the English Department, to honor our principal with a shawl and a bouquet. We are also honored to have Ms. Cathryn Fairlee from the United States. She is a professional storyteller from America. Cathryn has delighted and enlightened adults and young adults with her performances for about 3 decades, and she has traveled the globe, gathering epics, myths, legends, histories, folk, and fairy tales. She's a multitasker, and at present, Cathryn is presenting a series of house concerts for adults in, forgive me the way I pronounce your place, Cotati, Sonoma County, California. That's it. That's it. That's American. That's good. Yeah, that's great. So I request Dr. Mary Vidya, Senior Professor, to honor Ms. Cathryn Fairlee with a shawl and a bouquet, the traditional Indian style. Thank you, ma'am. The next person we are honored to have amidst us is Dr. Martha Bigelow. Am I right, ma'am? Do I pronounce the surname correctly? Dr. Martha Bigelow is Professor of Applied Linguistics. Do you hear me correctly? Professor of Applied Linguistics, University of Minnesota, from the United States of America. See, she's always glowing, as her name suggests. We had the opportunity to meet her, and she's serving Loyola College as a distinguished academic in many capacities for the last few weeks. So we are honored to have her here. She's a language teacher, educator, and an applied linguist at the University of Minnesota. She has a Ph.D. in applied linguistics from one of America's top universities, Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Her areas of interest are ELT guys, second language acquisition, schooling experiences of adolescent immigrant youth, pre-service language teacher education, multicultural education, and so on. She has authored 5 books and co-authored a few books and contributed chapters in 5 books and has to her credit 9 published articles. We are very glad to welcome you in our midst, ma'am, and I now request Professor Christina to honor Dr. Martha with a bouquet and a shawl. Our hearts are warmed and gladdened to have these overseas professors with us. And now, the man of the moment, or the director of not only the storytelling, but also this whole intellectual event, Dr. Eric Miller, Director, World Storytelling. Dr. Eric Miller is a US citizen, born in New York City, but he's married to an Indian professor and psychologist. And I remember him showing, a snapshot of his lovely daughter, young daughter, right? Young girl who looks like him, right? So he loves our people. As they say, marriage is the highest form of integration. He loves India, Indians, and he's currently resident in Chennai. He hails, in 2007, he co-founded the World Storytelling Institute, which he directs now. He's the director. Now hear me closely. His PhD is in the discipline of folklore from the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. And I was privileged to visit Pittsburgh. You see, if you ask me, put your hand on your heart and tell me which 2 countries you love the most. I'll say first my motherland, India, and second, honest to God, the United States of America. I visited it in 2010 with my family. My folks are there, US citizens, close relatives. It's a beautiful country. For an Indian, it's a beautiful country. Now don't think of the negative side, let's focus on the positives. Think only about the good. Okay? It's a great country with vast open spaces, right? Yeah. You know, with streamlined traffic, lots of discipline, you see, good food. And you know, the Native Americans, you know, my brother-in-law's neighbors like George and, you know, with Anglo-Saxon names, they asked me, oh, Edwin, you know, they asked me, you have folks visiting from India, who are these guys? And oh, they are family, you know, they are, oh, welcome to America. You know, George asked me, you know, and how do you like America? I said, it's a great country. God bless America. Thank you. The guy hugged me with a bear hug. You know, Americans are huge like Dr. Eddie. It's a great land. Yeah. And America is the adopted home of millions of Indians who are professionals. You see, just imagine, you know, the land of innovation, the land that gave us Microsoft, the land that gave us Google, the land that gave us Android, which powers all smartphones. Steve Jobs and Apple. And above all, you know, there's this joke. You see, you find a lot of Japanese cars on the American freeways, like Honda, you know, Accord and Camrys, than US cars, like Ford and GMs. So there was this Jap guy who told an American, you know, you see that? Your cars are not selling as well as ours. Our cars are conquering your land. And the American says, yeah, but remember, Jap, you think you're beating us. Americans are not so easy to be beaten. We don't take things lying down. We were the first nation to land man on the moon, a human on the moon. And the only country's flag that is still on the moon is the US flag, the star and stripes. And above all, Jap, you are only a visitor to America, right? You are a Japanese citizen. Remember, you did not cross the Atlantic or the Pacific in a Toyota or a Honda. You crossed it on a Boeing, and Boeing is American. Boeing is American. So we are very honored to have Dr. Eric with us, and I request Professor Supriya, senior professor, to honor Dr. Eric with a shawl and a bouquet. He looks like Emperor Augustus. Last but not least, we should not leave out our own folks. Right? Yeah. Professor S. Pencier, my senior colleague and Vice Principal, Administration of Loyola College, will be honored by Professor Sahayameni. I request her to give a bouquet and a shawl to Professor Pencier. Professor Pencier needs no introduction. To introduce him is to dishonor him. Dr K.S. Antonysamy, right? Yeah. You see, one of our own folks. Right? Director WEPRO, right? Yeah. And the man behind the scenes, right? The organization man, right? He and I worked very closely to get this done. Now I request Tisha, say, on behalf of the students, to honor Dr. Antonysamy, a professor and director WEPRO, and convener of this international symposium. Green is the color of prosperity. So finally guys, I welcome all my colleagues. Right? Thank you, because most of them wanted to come, they'll be coming. Okay? They have classes, we cannot cancel classes. We have 28 general English classes, and it involves 20 other departments, right? So we have only the postgraduate students, they'll be gradually coming in. Thank you colleagues for coming in, and thank you my beloved first MA and second MA students, right? Yeah, enjoy the Storytelling Festival. God bless you all. Yeah.
United States, we feel as if we visited America now. To honor such an exemplary person, I invite our principal, Dr. Arockiasamy Xavier, to honor him with a shawl.
Thank you. Dr. Joseph Chandra, thank you. Very good morning to all of you. Reverend Dr. Arockiasamy Xavier, Principal Loyola College. Ms. Cathryn Fairlee, Professional Storyteller from California. Dr. Martha Bigelow, Professor, University of Minnesota, USA. Dr. Eric Miller, Director, World Storytelling Institute. Dr. Joseph Chandra, Head of the Department of English. Professor S. Pencier, Vice Principal. Members of the faculty, invited guests, and my dear students. My greetings to all of you. I'd like to begin my speech with one of the short stories passed on to me by email by Dr. Eric Miller himself. The title is Try and You Shall Know. The story runs like this. I am blind by birth. When I was 8 years old, I wanted to play baseball. I asked my father, Dad, can I play baseball? He said, you will never know until you try. When I was a teenager, I asked him, Dad, can I become a surgeon? He replied, Son, you will never know until you try. Today, I am a surgeon because I tried. My dear friends, stories could be short, brief, but they could be very, very meaningful. Stories could be very, very plain, yet meaning-packed, insightful. Stories could be very, very sad, yet motivating. That is the power of stories. The art of storytelling, in fact, could empower all of us with personality, effective presentation, powerful speeches, effective teaching techniques, and many other aspects. I have always wondered at the ability my neighboring women in my village, the ability to enthrall all the children by narrating folk tales. In fact, during the holidays, the children of that particular area would gather and listen to the grandmas and even mothers who had the ability to enthrall the students. I recall all of them today. Especially I recall one of the teachers in high school. He was a teacher to train all of us with the technique of handloom. And he had literally no job. And you know how he engaged all of us? He used to narrate Mahabharata. I still love the story of Mahabharata. I know in and out of Mahabharata right now, and because of the ability of that teacher who narrated the story in impeccable manner, I still cherish and I salute him today. You know, whenever my daughter used to ask me when she was a child, very young, no more does she ask me to narrate stories, but then she used to ask me to narrate stories during bedtime. And even before I complete the story, most of the time I started snoring. And both my wife and daughter and son, when all of them would laugh. And that is the power of the story. Chennai Storytelling Festival 2018 at Loyola College is jointly organized by Department of English, Loyola, and World Storytelling Institute. We have planned for a number of workshops and storytelling performances for students and adults. The theme of the Storytelling Festival would be storytelling for teaching, training, and healing, helping to activate the listener. The event is spread out for 4 days, starting from today with the symposium as an inaugural session and ending on 11th February 2018. The first day, of course, as you witness, is marked by an international symposium where, as you see, internationally acclaimed storytellers like Dr. Eric, Dr. Martha, Ms. Cathryn Fairlee will set the tone for the 4-day long storytelling festival at Loyola College by telling epics and using narrative analysis for language learning. The second day is celebrated with a number of workshops. In fact, I just want to tell Dr. Eric that there are a number of inquiries. Even right now when I was sitting here listening to the prayer song, there was a call from one of the faculty members here asking whether her student could attend. I said yes. So the news has gone around. And my dear students, as I told you, it's a wonderful opportunity to listen to a number of resource persons across the world, across the country. One of the trainers comes from Sweden, himself said right now. Some of the topics of storytelling I don't have to repeat. The most interesting thing is storytelling for personality development, healing, and therapy, and many others. And it will be followed by storytelling performances. As many as 7 storytellers will perform during this evening, tomorrow and day after. Workshops for adults and professionals are conducted on 3rd and 4th day. Workshops such as telling one's life story and other personal experiences story will be a lifetime experience for all the participants. Who can attend? Students like you, faculty members, corporates, professionals, even parents who would like to enhance their personality, like to share their experiences and improve their career, academic career. We expect 200 student participants or at least 100 adult participants to attend the workshop on these days. Why? Storytelling Festival aims at developing self-confidence and the soft skills of college students, corporates, parents, and teachers. It shall objectify the idea of how every one of us is a storyteller and how our story could be shared with others in a very effective manner. The festival itself shall bring out the story in us and help us tell the world. How this would be conducted? Definitely hands-on experience would be the mode of workshop. Learning by doing would be the strategy for the trainers. Each workshop will accommodate only 20 participants, and that shows how meticulously it has been planned. So never miss this opportunity. Sometimes the adults, the professionals will be gathered in one particular hall, and thereafter they will have to divide themselves into smaller groups or pairs, and then they have to work. During the symposium, I'm sure it's going to be very, very interactive. It's not simply going to be a one-way communication. It's going to be very, very interactive. The takeaway of the workshop a storytelling festival is exposure to storytelling technique or creating interest, in sharing a lot of stories and confidence building. Therefore, I strongly believe the storytelling festival this weekend and even the symposium today will be a very memorable experience. I would be grateful if you could make use of the opportunity to learn, live, love, and leave a legacy. I express my sense of gratitude to our principal for encouraging us to achieve academic excellence. Thank you for that. I'd like to thank Dr. Eric for consenting to partner with us on this venture. Very nice of you, Dr. Eric. I'd like to thank Cathryn Fairlee and Martha for sharing their expertise. Thank you very much. Thank you, and have a very meaningful experience today and day after. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for laying the foundation for the symposium with your speech. He is a charismatic leader who inspires and leads his peers through his words and actions. A relentless pursuer, his sincerity and dedication made Loyola College reach new heights. It is with immense pleasure I invite our principal, Reverend Dr. Arockiasamy Xavier, to felicitate the gathering.
Respected Dr. Eric Muller, Ms. Cathryn, Dr. Martha, Dr. Louis Chandra, Joseph Chandra, HOD, Department of English, Dr K.S, Antonysamy, Director of WEPRO and convener of this symposium, and Professor Pencier, a Vice Principal, the faculty from other colleges and our colleges, trainers, and my dear students, good morning to you all.
Good morning, Father.
First of all, I would like to appreciate and congratulate the Department of English of our college and World Storytelling Institute Chennai upon organizing Chennai Storytelling Festival 2018 in our college. My dear students, most of the religious leaders and seers, both in India and abroad, have been excellent storytellers. For example, Jesus or Buddha are all Zen masters, for that matter, most of them. And most of the historians too. Now this event is going to be a conglomeration of ELT scholars sharing their expertise on the importance of applying the age-old technique of storytelling to solve modern-day problems. Learn language skills, enhance one's personality, use it for counseling, explore and express one's identity and mission in life and many other aspects of our life and career. I am extremely delighted that our college is a part of the program and opens up avenues to a number of participants from Chennai and other parts of Tamil Nadu to be trained as skilled persons truly following the nation's call to skill India. I think skill building is gaining increasing prominence today, irrespective of the field one is in. Therefore, whether the participants be students or faculty or adults or even professionals, all can benefit from the suggested workshops like a number of themes. For example, storytelling as a teaching strategy, storytelling for personal development, healing and therapy, storytelling for communication skills, etc., etc. A number of things are there. Above all, storytelling performances for people for all ages will be an added attraction of the program. It gives me immense pleasure to understand that the festival caters to the academic needs of the student community. Through this unique program, you can learn life skills such as study skills, effective presentation in job interviews, public speaking, logical thinking and expression, creativity and skills for career development. As opening session of the very promising event, an international level symposium has been organized today in order to set the tone of the series of workshops. I'm sure the speakers, Dr. Eric, Director, World Storytelling Institute, Chennai, Ms. Cathryn and Dr. Martha would enlighten the faculty and students on the importance of narratives, especially the faculty can absorb and adopt the techniques and strategies that could be employed in the classrooms to make a deeper impact on the learners, that is new students. I'm sure both the speakers and the participants of the symposium will learn from one another as they are going to exchange not only academic insights but also cultural perspectives embedded in the stories of world literature. Hence, I wish that the symposium and the storytelling festival will be a path-breaking event in the academic career of everyone of us. I congratulate the department and its head, Dr. Joseph Chandra, and Dr. Antonysamy, the convener, upon the concerted effort to organize this mega event on our campus and expose our staff and students to life and career orientations. I thank Dr. Eric sincerely for having chosen Loyola College as the venue for Chennai Storytelling Festival 2018 for the participants to carry home the treasure of human experience and expression. Thank you. May God bless you.
Thank you, Father. Dr. Eric Miller is the director of the World Storytelling Institute and is a professionally trained storyteller. He is helping to develop the field of storytelling therapy. He is a member of a global community dedicated to the goal, the Healing Story Alliance. In 2007, he co-founded the World Storytelling Institute, which he directs now. The WSI's mission is to facilitate research and discussion about training in, performance of, and forms of storytelling. He has taught college courses in folklore, storytelling, acting, public speaking, American drama, the short story, creative writing, and essay writing. Now, Dr. Eric is settled in Chennai and is conducting storytelling workshops for educators, therapists, trainers, screenplay writers, people in the business world, young people, and others in person and via video conference. It is indeed an honor to have you with us today, sir. I invite you for the inaugural address.
One. What should I do this? Maybe I should. Well, I'm overwhelmed by these introductions. Thank you so much. These are very brilliant introductions. And It really is, they're joking when they say they're honored to be involved with me. The point is I'm honored to be involved with them, of course. So thank you very much to Loyola College and to leaders of the college. Story work is, it relates to identity. You know, who am I? Who are you? Where do you come from? Where are you going? What is your vision of the story of the universe? So it is, it's the way we situate ourselves, because you have to know what's going on here. You know, we're in the middle of a story. You're in the middle of your life story. Humanity is in the middle of the life story of humanity on this planet. And each one of us and each group has a vision of where it's all going and what we should do to help it go there. So story work is a very, very big field. There's two aspects of this. There's story work, you know, understanding story, thinking about story, creating stories, and then the other part is storytelling. Storytelling refers to using the body and the voice, especially. And in the general culture around the world, people use the word storytelling to refer to all communication of story. People will say a novelist is a great storyteller, a cinema director is a great storyteller, but those of us who are involved with live performance storytelling, we resent it. We feel they are appropriating the term storytelling to put a cloak of warmth around what they are doing. The term storytelling, really, the roots of it is the relationship between the mother and the infant. In, feeding the child and tickling the child and teaching the child how to talk. So, and fathers are involved too, as much as we can be. But that's the beginning of storytelling. So the mother love, or the fantasy of mother love, the warmth to be embraced by one's mother and to be interacting physically and then verbally, that's part of what gives the term storytelling that glow, a glow of love, or fantasy of love. So, story is used to sell products. Every product, the story is, if you use this, it will save your life. You're not just buying a product, you're buying a lifestyle that will make you happy. Story is in every cinema. Story is in every political party. Story is in every organization. So finally, if you think about it that way, story is a large part of human culture. And a large part of the economy is creating stories and promoting them. So we are going to begin our presentations in a couple of minutes. The order will be Professor Martha, Professor Cathryn, and then me. Let me just see if I want to say anything else before we begin this. Well, a story is a model of the past and a model of the future. But it's also, in a sense, play. It's just play, stories, storytelling. So play is done just for fun, right? If it's not fun, we don't even bother. We don't pay attention. So in a way, it's all very innocent and light. But on the other hand, it touches the core of one's identity as a human being and as a citizen of a nation, and a citizen of the world. So as the professor said, we are here to consider the treasure of human experience as it will be expressed through storytelling. We'll do some story writing, we'll do some story painting, but through expression of story. Okay, what is next on the program? Are we ready to actually begin the presentations? Is it? What happens next? Okay, well wonderful, wonderful. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Eric. I now invite Professor S. Pencier, Vice Principal, Loyola College, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Reverend Father Principal, Ms. Cathryn, professional storyteller from USA, Dr. Martha, Professor, University of Minnesota, Dr. Eric Miller, Director, World Storytelling Institute, Chennai, Dr. Joseph Chandra, chairperson of this event and the head of the Department of English, Loyola College, Dr K.S. Antonysamy, convener of this event and the WEPRO director, Loyola College, officials, professors, trainers from other institutes, students of other colleges and from our college. A very good morning to all of you present here. All along throughout this inaugural function, there have been many Thanksgiving sessions by every speaker. Even when Dr. Chandra gave his welcome address, he touched upon the vote of thanks. The first one is from the mind and the second one is from the heart. And Dr. Antonysamy also thanked in between. And towards the end, he thanked all the members on the dais. Father Principal also thanked in his presentation. Now, all these thanks are informal thanks. And this is the official vote of thanks. And as Dr. Joseph Chandra pointed out in his welcome address, the first thanks is thanks from the mind, and the second one is a thanks from the heart. My vote of thanks also has this part. The first, there will be two thanks for every person, and the first one is from the mind, and the second one is from the heart. So I feel extremely happy to give this vote of thanks, and at the outset, I thank Father Principal. This is from mine. He has been here gracing this occasion, and he has given the felicitations for this gathering. Father Principal always encourages and supports any academic endeavor in this institution, and I wholeheartedly thank Father Principal for his presence and felicitations from the heart. And it's my pleasant duty to thank Dr. Eric Miller, the Director, World Storytelling Institute. He is the reason and the backbone of this Storytelling Festival. In his inaugural address, he informed us that the storytelling is a product of law. And it is a moral of the past and moral of the future. And I wholeheartedly thank Dr. Eric Miller. And I thank Dr. Joseph Chandra, Head Department of English, a flamboyant auditor and a great teacher. and he has given a warm and cordial welcome, and he has given a story of his American visit also in his welcome address, and I sincerely thank Dr. Joseph Chandra for giving a valuable and wonderful welcome address and being part of this program. And I thank Ms. Cathryn, professional storyteller USA, to be part of this inaugural address, and she is going to give her sessions now to this program. And I thank her sincerely from the bottom of my heart. And I thank Dr. Martha. She has been a wonderful person. I had a few interactions with her, and she has been helping with students also. And she is a wonderful person. And the way she talks itself is a storyteller. A wonderful person with a great smile. With a great smile, she used to talk, and that itself is a great storytelling. I thank you, Dr. Martha, for being part of this inaugural session. And I thank Dr. Antonysamy. Dr. Antonysamy is a great organizer, a powerful organizer, and whatever he does, and he will do it meticulously. And this program also, he has done it so wonderfully. On behalf of all of you, I thank him and thank him very much. And I thank all the faculty from other institutions, trainers, and the faculty from our institution, and all the students. The students of our college for being with us, for sharing us, for giving a wonderful time here during this inaugural session. Thank you and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your formal vote of thanks. The first one was from the mind, the second from the heart, and the third is from Professor Pencier. The inaugural session comes to an end, and brace yourselves, guys. We have an enlightening session to look forward to.